In the days leading up to the date with Keena, Jace took on every small job he could find and worked overtime at the cafe, just to save enough money to give her a date worthy of who she was. Even if their relationship wasn't going to last, he wanted to at least offer her something close to what she was accustomed to. He had no idea what Keena saw in him or why she was so obsessed with the idea of dating him. But since he had agreed to it, he figured he might as well do it right. "I have something to ask you," he said to his friend at school while they were studying at a cafe one evening. "What is it?" his friend responded. "Can I borrow your car for tomorrow night?" Jace asked. "You want to borrow my car? That's new. What are you doing tomorrow night?" "Breaking into someone's house," his friend asked playfully. I have a date," Jace admitted. His friend's eyes widened in shock. A date? Sung Jace is going on a date? Are you kidding me?" his friend exclaimed, looking increasingly flabbergasted. Jace felt a little embarrassed. "Well, it sounds crazy, but it's true," he replied. "With who? A girl from school? Do I know her?" his friend asked. "I can't tell you. So, can I have the car or not?" Jace said, deflecting. "Yeah, of course. Just make sure it doesn't come back with any headaches, okay?" his friend joked. Jace nodded slowly. "Thanks. You're a lifesaver," he said. Keena was having dinner with her mother, as they always did once a month whenever her mother was in town or between flights. "Keena, I heard you've been going back and forth between Seoul and Gangnam quite often lately. What's going on? Do you have something going on in Seoul?" her mother asked. "No, not really. I just love Seoul lately. We should have been living there instead," Keena replied. "You know we have properties in Seoul. If you want to stay for a while you can," her mother said. "Really? Oh yes, please. Thank you, Oma," she replied excitedly. "But I have to tell you something. Your father called this morning. He wants you to go on a date with one of his investor's sons. They're about to make a big deal and the son wants to meet you," her mother added. "Oma, when will Appa stop setting me up with people just for his business deals like this?" Keena protested. "Keena, you know it's always been like this. It's business. That's how we do things. What if I don't want to do things like that? I want to be with someone I choose myself. Someone I love," Keena said firmly. "Keena, my dear, what do you know about love? Life is not a movie and our lifestyle. Everything is about profit and benefit. What can love bring to the table? Probably not millions of dollars," her mother retorted. "But not everything should be about money, Oma," Keena countered. "What else should it be about? What pays the bills? What pays for these luxurious apartments you stay in? What pays for your first-class flights to paradisiacal destinations? What pays for the doctors and tests when you get sick?" "My dear, don't be childish," her mother said. "But we can still have love and money at the same time," Keena protested. "In our family we prioritize our bank accounts first. Love will come with time," her mother responded. "Is that how it was with Appa?" Keena asked. "Yes. We had a marriage of convenience that benefited both our families. Over time, we learned to appreciate each other's company," her mother admitted. "I don't want to just appreciate someone's company. I want to love," Keena said passionately. "My dear, you can't have everything in life. Sometimes you have to accept your fate. I'll call your father and let him know you agreed to the date," her mother said. Keena didn't say anything. She knew there was no way to change her mother's mind. When she returned home, she finally checked her messages. Jace had left 2 texts. One said, "Hi crazy girl," and the other said, "How was your day?" She chuckled before deciding to call him. "I refuse to be called crazy girl in this relationship," she said when he picked up. "For someone who doesn't like it when I don't greet her, don't you think something is missing here?" he teased. She smiled. "I'm trying to act like my boyfriend," Keena said. "Leave that to me. Be original. Find your own signature," Jace replied. That made Keena laugh softly. It was her first laugh since the morning. "I hear noises. Where are you now?" Keena asked. "At work," he said. "Still at work? At this hour?" she asked, surprised. "I have to work. I've got a pretty rich girlfriend to take out on dates soon," he said. She smiled tenderly. "You know, I don't mind basic things. You don't have to go broke for me," Keena said. "Even if you don't care, I have pride, Mississippi Park. I have my way of doing things," he replied. "You have standards," she murmured. "Exactly," he said. "What's the plan for tomorrow?" she dared to ask. "You'll see," he replied simply. "I can't wait for tomorrow," she said. When they hung up, Keena remained silent, her heart pounding in her chest. The more she talked to Jace, the more she felt like she was falling for him. The first time she saw him, she was simply interested because he was handsome. Then she was intrigued by how he acted around her. So reluctant, so different from what she was used to. And that only drew her in more. Now that they were talking and she was getting to know him a little better, she felt her heart bouncing with excitement every time. Her mother was wrong. She didn't want to marry someone just for profit. She wanted love. She wanted to feel her heart racing with excitement for her life partner, just like it raced now at the thought of meeting Jace tomorrow night. That's what she wanted for her life. True love.